Well, hello again, friends, and welcome if you are watching to another one of my live streams. And we find ourselves here again at Dublin for a very short hop. This time it is a 46-minute flight time, block time of 1 hour 10 minutes. Should be a scheduled time of an hour and 5. And we're off to Glasgow. So just having a look at the VATSIM map. Looks like there's a lot of BA traffic here. I wonder if they're all going towards Glasgow as well. Presswick is open. Sorry, I'm just that scope sticks the observer icon straight out. Oh great, Glasgow is packed. 27 arrivals, 15 departures as we speak, so I think we better get a wiggle on. We've got a little bit of holding fuel, which we'll talk about once we jump in. But yeah, that's us. Sat here, stand 125 again. Looks like I've got a few viewers, so if you are watching, please say hi. And if you're new, please hit subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it. But without further ado, let's hop into the jet. I think I've got everything set up. And here we are, completely cold and dark. Just with a few switches in their memory positions, but nothing done as to power. So battery comes on. Emergency exit lights come on. Hello entity, good to see you. This is the new Zibo. I think there were some graphics drivers released that I probably should have. That's one thing I did do, right. With Xpilot. Oh, so it's just disable TCAS up here. I'm going to do that until we are sure. I think I remember that. Until we're sure that it actually works. So, lights are on. Ground power can come on. I haven't reinstalled SAM yet. Managed to forget to do that as well. So we've got AC power, let's get the IRS aligning. 9 minutes, pop the yaw damper on. Move down the panel. I'm not going to check the crossfeed valve, we've got no failures. Enable cabin utilities on. Belts can stay off, igniters right, diff pressures 0, hydraulic pumps can come on. Test the window heats. Pop them all on for the duration of the flight. Pop the trim air on. Set the cabin now. Is it really 16 degrees? It's certainly a lot warmer here than in Dublin. Pax Auto. Pop the APU bleed on a little later. Charts. So 250 is our cruise. And Glasgow is 26 feet above sea level, so let's call it 50. It rounds ever so slightly. Not that it really matters, it just, I'm sure I've said it before, it doesn't especially matter. It just helps the controller plan the descent a bit better. On landing, all the cabin pressure's dumped anyway, so if you're it does it the nearest 50 feet really doesn't matter. So that's the initial overhead done. We can check hydraulic pressure, which we've got. Check the anti-skid RTO. Light comes on, goes off. Let's get the ATIS 124525. It's set. Tell a lie before I do that. Let's go on to the payload. So we've got 3198 fuel on board. 143 are our packs. Let's try 226 up front. Actually, let's try 726 up front at 1500. Rear hold. Maybe we should try 2 tons at the back. That'll do. It's right the first time. Don't know what that was. I think I've got people on the Unicom. Anyway, we've got Dublin Tower, Dublin approach, so I'm going to tune them up 118.6. just so we're good and ready. So that's payload set. Fuel, you see I've added 30 minutes reserve because it's a VATSIM event. Captain Fozzie, hello again. I'm sure you've been on before. Thanks and welcome for coming back. So 30 minutes for a VATSIM event, and our alternate is Manchester. There it is. 1776 for the Yanks amongst us. If there's anyone from the US, there you go. That was purely coincidence, but feel free to enjoy it. Hopefully that'll come out on Independence Day, that'd be fun. So we've got 3198 on board, we want 6.3. Fuel called. And let's have a look. We are getting fuel, which is good. Oh, great. Well, thanks. Good idea to keep it not your real persona. Something I was going to, at some point, I've had a thought for a couple of things, but a separate YouTube channel is probably where it's going to be at. Anyway, let's get our pretend packs on board. So we've done that. Have started smart cars. Let's have a listen to the ATIS. And I hear no ATIS. That's always a bad sign. Oh, great. Right, let's have a listen. The mics. So headphones are on for you guys. W Tower, good evening. Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray radio check.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray radio
5, you also, thanks very much, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. So we'll call it ask in a minute. So I can request controller info, and that should bring up the ATIS, which is definitely not transmitting. Hello again, hello Rick, good to see you. It's a nice evening. Don't forget to go out and see the SpaceX launch later if you can. Assuming there's got a few queue out the window, so if it stays clear, it should be visible. Lucas, welcome, hello. Right, I'm just going to turn that off for a sec so I can read out the ATIS, seeing as it's definitely not coming up there, is it? So, information November at 70:30. Runway 10. Transition level 55, we don't care about wind. 100 degrees, 11 knots. 10 kilometers or greater visibility, clouds. View at 4,000 feet. Temperature 16, dew point 7, QNH 1036. Have a high pressure day in Dublin. Oh well, thanks Lucas. Glad you enjoy, I hope it helps. So let's get the QNH plugged in on both of them, and I do appreciate that just because of my resolution choices it is difficult for you guys to see a lot of text. So I do try and zoom in when I remember. Still haven't figured out a way to cut it off, although I suppose that would actually help. Might make it, I suppose it might zoom it in, but it's not going to help with the resolution. It's only going to help fill your screen a bit better. So we've got that. And we can pop into the FMC. Nav data is correct and current position. There we go. So Echo India Delta Whiskey. If you don't remember, you can find them all up here. We're on stand 125 again. GPS left into the IRS position. We are off to Echo Golf Papa Foxtrots. Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray again. And it's a pretty simple route. There you go. Anything to ROTEV, Papa 600 to BLACA and then the BLACA 1 Golf, so I'm going to pop that in. The wind is variable, and I'm going to assume that they're not going to be using 05, so I am going to assume that we are going to be using 05. That seems reasonable. They've both got an ILS on them, but I haven't had a detailed look at the arrivals, so we'll see what we get. So, not going to load up the route, we are just going to simply put in ROTEV. There it is, Papa 600, and then BLACA. So our route done, activate, execute. Like I said, I'm going to pop the arrival in, because there's only one of them, and it's for both runways. We'll pop that in, and then we'll have a think. We'll have a look at the charts and have a think. Always IFR, Rick? Oh, well, I say always IFR, but the virtual Ryanair stuff is always IFR. Ryan, I'm not sure if I've seen you before. If I haven't, thanks for joining. Welcome. If I have, sorry for not remembering. So yeah, it's an IFF flight plan, all done, pre-filed through SIPBrief, and it's actually a lot easier than VFR. So, I could cheat and have a look, but I'm not going to. We'll just have a think on the route. We're not going to have a huge amount of time in the cruise, so I'm going to pop the descent forecast in as well. I might as well get that up on the screen so you guys can see it. There's the descent forecast. Our cruise is 250, so we're just going to pop in 200. 150, 100. You could of course miss out the 150, but if you've got the information, you might as well give the FMC as much as it can take to try and give it the best chance of sorting you out. So 295, 37, 295 at 31. And then 294 to one thing I haven't tried is, does that work? No, it doesn't. So you might be able to shortcut it. Is it Honeywell? It's pesky people at Honeywell. We can pop in what we think is the arrival, which is the same as here, 1036. And the transition altitude in Glasgow, I don't know off the top of my head, so I'm just looking up on the chart, it is 6,000, which is quite high. It's 3,000 around the UK, apart from in airspace where it's notified as being 4, 5 or 6, so in the London TMA, clearly over Glasgow. So 1036 is going to give us a transition level of 0.65. And I don't think that's going to change a huge amount. So I think we've finished fueling. There we are, there's the front page. So fuel wise, we've got 3150, 3160, that gives us a 0.16310, which is good. Lucas, thanks very much for the sub, and thanks very much for the like. So zero fuel weight, 56.6, bang on, that matches nicely. We can pop these on before I forget. You can see, I'll do our cruise in a minute, but it's a low cruise because it's a pretty short leg. So, plan, trip and taxi, 2123, I'm happy to call that 2.1. It's probably not going to be a 15-minute taxi, it might be actually if we're on runway 10, but it's relatively minimal. In that case, reserves 28, round up 29, round up again 23. So that gives us about 1.2 to play with, which is another, there it is, 1.2, the extra half an hour. So cost index 6, and as I said, Cruise is 250. Top of climb wind is 292 at 43. Top of climb ISO is +3. Enter done. We'll do the takeoff performance in a minute. Once we get our clearance. So back onto tower. Everyone is off.
35 whiskey push and start route to Dublin Canadian 1036 hector Glasgow. Please point to Bravo.
Yeah, I don't think he's making it up. Right. Flight director can go on master my side. Tower, good evening again. We're on a 7 Delta X-ray. Runway 7 Delta X-ray 737800 stand 125 information November QNH 1036 request departure clearance to Glasgow please.
Runway 7 Delta X-ray expected.
Roger. Happy. Okay, so I'll have to read that out. Dublin pre-departure clearance cleared to Glasgow runway 10 ROTEV 6 Echo Squawk 6616. I'm sure I've had that one before. Report ready for push on this frequency.
Shamrock 2 Echo Victor, surface wind 10 degrees, 11 knots, runway 10 clear takeoff flight. 10 clear takeoff, 13 Victor low.
Happy. So, let's put the departure on this one. Runway 10. It's of course going to be ROTEV because, oh no, there's 6 Echo and 6 Foxtrot. 6 Echo is the RNAV and that's what we've planned and got. So we can pop that in and if I just get that chart up so you guys can see it.
Runner 5776 push and start route to Dublin QNH 1036 hector Glasgow. QNH 1036 start route.
There is. Did I just? How did I manage that? ROTEV 6 Echo. Good thing I've got the real one in front of me. There we go. So nav aids wise, not a lot to do there. That's only a reference. That's for the MSAs. That's all we're going to get. So 90. See here. Turn out as well. Cool, all this extra traffic is quite good fun. And Dublin, well, we can set up for ROTEV or we can set up for the MSA. We're going to the north, so I might as well set up for that. 018. Everyone's going to Glasgow. Great. There we go. Set.
Glasgow, ROTEV 6 Echo departure, initial time 4000 feet, squawk 6630, airborne frequency double approach 121.1.
We've got 121, does my one happy.
4000 feet, 6630 and 121 after diversion, 027 off again. From ROTEV 6 functional. Speedbird 38 Delta Bravo, ROTEV propulsion start, stand to 06.
So I'll get the APU started in just a moment. Let's get the performance calculator up, runway 10, and as you know, takeoff wind we can put in 100, 11, it's a 3,000 foot acceleration at Dublin. We are going to assume flap 5. We'll see if that ends up matching. I'll just mute that for a second. So runway 10, as always, Sierra 6 and Sierra 5 are possible. So if we just got the minimums up, yes, so runway 10, let's get the weather, it's correct, do the calculations. So we can take 24k 39 gives us 2058. 2058 is not Sierra 6, but that would allow us to take full length with a D rate. So I'm just writing down 2058, 24k, 39, and that gives us 136, 137, 144. Now if I change to entry point Tora, and I say Sierra 6 to 156 meters, and then recalculate that, to 156. Am I being dense? Well, of course I can take that. Sorry. That is exactly the same D rate, so we might as well take it. So back to the N1, 24k, 39. 24k, 39, 91.1, close enough. So 10, we can take Sierra 6, it's dry, flap 5, 24k. And seeing as we need the climb performance, let's go climb 1. 525, that trim has changed with the thrust setting, so let's set that before we forget. Ish. 136, 137, 144, bang on. 144 set up here. And then looking at the airport chart, we just need to set the runway heading 098. There we go. So let's get the APU started. Cargo doors are shut. Get rid of the takeoff calculator. vRYR is 1300. Thanks, Ryan. I know a bit. Once you get into the habit of it, it's just a case of managing lots of little discrete bits of information. I wasn't making up that performance, that was the calculator. I just haven't got the display set to pop that up on the screen yet. I'm pretty sure the audio is still quite bad on this, so I will do some work when I get a chance to sort those out. I thought I had the audio quite nicely done before. I was quite happy with that. So let's get the punter sat down. APU can come on the bus. APU bleed can come on. Get the cabin AC on. Well, I've got PPL, but I don't have a type rating, so I should be able to fly a little bit. I've done a fixed base sim in one of these, and there's a lot to think about. But once you get your head around it, most airplanes fly very similarly. The big ones just need a lot more systems management. They still fly. If you have a look, you'll see some of the VFR videos. You can still hoof one of these around the sky like it's a little light aeroplane. So let's get the stairs up. Brake is on, and we will get the truck.
Ground to cockpit.
Something like that will do us.
Where you want to go.
Unless he tells us to go the other way.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Right, so because we're online, we want to make sure that we get hitched before we call up, and it will push as soon as we let the brake off. We might be a little bit early, 18 something. And of course you should run through the full before start to check. Your damper we definitely did. Fuel we've checked. Pumps can go on. Middays were on, packs we did. Stress after the brake. I don't normally run through this just because it's pretty easy easy to take care of, and it is a little bit of a long one if you are in a bit of a
all
rush to
doors
get going.
and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Transponders set. Radios set, radar is off, trips have been touched, PA not necessary, bugs set, phones, yeah, well mine's on silent, you guys don't have to put yours on silent, you can keep yours on for the duration of the flight should you wish, and any portable electronic devices. Doors, right, we've done the packs, and so we're just waiting on that truck. Now of course you'd also step through the route in reality. Progress wise 200 miles makes sense. Going roughly the right direction and nobody's going to die.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Just check those work, so we are ready to go. Tower on S7 Delta X-ray standard 125, request push and start. Roger, I'm holding run S7 Delta X-ray. Swine. Scoundrel.
Set your squawk 6661.
A few different Ryanair liveries, I don't know what determines that. Lots of company traffic in the right place, which is good to see. Lots of Speedbird traffic. I presume that's in the right spot. I know that this is the terminal for Ryanair here.
68 Yankee, 1 star Ryanair 737-800 has passed from your right to left, push and start approved to Dublin QNH 1036 hectopascals, release point Oscar.
So he's going to be pushing all the way back round here. Oscar is over there. Why don't I just show you on the airport chart? Parking stands, there we go. So you can see us here, 125, we'll push back to roughly Bravo. Someone's just pushed back here, and then whoever that guy called up was is going to go back to Oscar here. And it doesn't, those aren't geo-referenced, so it doesn't show up on there, but never mind, don't like it, it's cheating. But certainly one thing you can't do online is fly without charts. Well, you can, but you're hoofing it around, and it's not ideal. So I don't get paid for it, but if you, I would recommend Navigraph. It's just a nice integrated product that comes with everything you need, and these are the Jepson charts that come with it.
We're just about finished up here, Finglas. When able, can we cross the active route north to Navan? From whole Finglas for now, no further than 50, please.
Bus drivers being slow.
Runner 5775, cross 1634, continue whiskey 2 Sierra, Sierra 7 hold short 2110.
What's he doing down there?
Runner 5775, cross 3416, Sierra 7.
Well, we might be back on time. So our scheduled airborne time, 1930. Might be a stretch. I do like the haze. The haze doesn't always look perfectly realistic, but if you see that there when stuff goes past, you can just see it. It's quite good. Might be an evening of holding. Plus, in fairness, Dublin Tower is very busy. So we got lots of Londons, Manchester, a couple of Scottishes, and 3 Scottish terminals online. Gonna be busy. Maybe I did time this badly. Should jump in maybe 10 minutes earlier. Anyway guys, as always, thanks for joining. Hope it's useful. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask and I'll do my best to answer them. I might just point you towards things on the internet and try and, especially when it's visual like altimetry or, I don't know, any other things we've had come up. But we can certainly talk through charts Is there anything else I can do while we're waiting to push dying of old age? I thought the Airbus did all the checks for you. Good thing we took the extra fuel. Well, I can get rid of that one because I don't need that.
Glasgow. 735, expect PDC report ready on the 50. Control rating,
Might as well
get
get these up. So, arrival. BLACA runway, we think we're going to get the RNS 05. Now, because I use the airline option charts, those are all combined, so I don't see two on mine. Let's have a look. What does the arrival look like? I think we'll probably get vectored all over the place. We might get given holds, non-standard holds. We could quite easily end up being held at any of these points, and that is the clearance limit. So, what I will do is pop in the hold, and you can see it's a distance hold. It is 303 right, it's leg distance 4.0, that gets rid of the time aspect. 2:37. So we can pop that in. Could we do ILS 05? Now I don't think we are going to get any of those procedures. And actually, when you look at that, it's difficult to tell what the difference between those two is. At least tune Turnberry. I'm going to leave. No, that is the wrong ILS. So in case we need to return 1089. And then we can sort the other nav aids out. Of course, we're going to need Glasgow VOR. That can replace that one. We'll need Glasgow for the MSAs, although it's a severe Cav OK. And if we have a look. What about us?
Romeo pushing, start approved, Dublin H1036, active calls. 1036, push period, video 44 Romeo.
Did he give the guy next to us?
Cross 1634, Canadian Whiskey 2, Sierra Sierra 7, hold short 10. Cross 16 Whiskey 2, Sierra, hold short, runway 10, take Sierra 5, number 27 knots.
Just give him a call again.
Hold short, Sierra 5, Roger, at Sierra 5, hold short, runway 10, number 27 knots.
Right, 7 Delta X-ray, stand 125, request push and start.
7 Delta X-ray, push and start approved, Canadian 1036, active.
Push start approved, 1036, right, 7 Delta X-ray. So, not off, engine set. We can pop the lights on, all the pumps, 4 pumps on. Nothing in the centre tank. So, cabin secure.
Echo 272A, firm, you can transfer the field via the midpoint or the threshold around at 280, you can park here. Cross field, threshold 2A, we'll go Echo 272.
Rigs off, we were cleared.
Starting
1821.
pushback, and you may start engines.
So 6 minutes late on the push.
Retreat Delta Bravo, runway 10, London Wait. London Wait, 10, prepared, retreat Delta Bravo.
Now that's interesting. A discontinuity there.
Echo 272, clear to the north now, route plan. Roger, you can report approaching now. Okay. Your 38 Delta Bravo, surface wind 10 degrees, 109, 21, take off flight.
Just leave that as is. Anyway, it's not the longest push in the world. Backs off. Start switch number 2 to ground. Start engine number 2.
Course 1634, Whiskey 2007, Watchwood 10, repeat, 6
So have a look at the oil pressure. That'll start to register in a moment. There it is. Don't want to start an engine with nothing in. 25% fuel on. A bit late. Keep an eye on the EGT.
RYR 4, 3 kilo, taxi link 4, Mike 1 hold short, under 1634. Link 4, Mike 1 hold short,
You just about heard the starter cut out there. You might have heard it a bit louder than I have, since I've got a headset on. And there's the engine stabilising.
Set parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
So we'll start engine number 1, start switch to ground. So oil pressure 25%, fuel on. Just hear the starter cut out.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
2 stable engines, 2, 4, 6 and 3. We'll wait to see the pin. We won't hang about because I think he wants a taxi. So there is the pin. Run through the float. So here, there, up here, on, over, wrong way round, that way round, reverse C. So flap 5. Okay, flight control check. You want to make sure you do this because it'll kill you. Full forward, full aft, full left, full right, full left rudder, full right. Trim, set, recalls checked before taxi checklist. Gens on, no lights, APU is off, start switch is continuous, anti-ice, probes on, anti-ice not required. Air conditioning, packs on, bleeds on, isolation valve, auto, flap, 5 required, 5 selected, green light. Stab trim, 525 required, 525 set. Start levers 2 idle D10s. flight controls checked, recalls checked, and we are ready to taxi. Runner 7 Delta X-ray, release point Bravo, request taxi.
Runner 7 Delta X-ray, thanks very much. Taxi, link 5, Papa 1, hold short, runner 1634, give way to the EasyJet A320 coming from Foxtrot.
Okay, link 5, Papa 1, hold short 1634 and give way to the EasyJet A320, runner 7 Delta X-ray. So clear taxi, lights on, clear right, clear left, back to the front, brakes off, config check. And let's just get the chart up so you can see we are going to taxi forward to here. And I have no idea where on Foxtrot the EasyJet is going to be. But there should be an A320 out here somewhere. There he is. Which is the nice thing about VATSIM. So we're not going to hoof it down here too quickly. There you go. 10 knots speed limit on the pan, or on the apron. So we only had to give way, we didn't have to hold. Second left taxi, as you can tell from the chart here. There's the first, there's the second. That's the one we want to follow, which is this one.
American 107, cross runner 1634, continue Bravo 2, Bravo 1, standard choice. 1634, Bravo 2, Bravo 1, standard choice, American 107, thank you. Super 29, runner 10, line up and wait, 1 intersecting departure ahead of you.
Oh yeah, poor guy's tower as well, isn't he? Jeez. So he's got ground and busy tower to worry about. So we were not cleared across 16.
Romeo cross runner 1634, continue Whiskey 2, Sierra, Sierra 7, hold short runner 10.
Brake set.
It's actually a Whiskey 2, Whiskey, Sierra 7, cross 16, you want 4 Romeo.
Got them, mate. Don't hang about. We could have done single engine taxi, although that always stresses me out. Got enough fuel.
Runner 7 Delta X-ray, cross runner 1634, continue Whiskey 3, Whiskey 2, Sierra, Sierra 7, hold short runner 10.
Okay, cross 16, Whiskey 3, Whiskey 2, Sierra 7, hold short 10, we can accept Sierra 6 if it helps run us at Delta X-ray.
Hold short Sierra 6, runner 10.
Sierra 6, runner 7, Delta X-ray. So straight ahead.
Runner 735, starboard delay, push start through, QH 1036.
Papa 1, Whiskey 3, Whiskey 2, Sierra, and then Sierra 6 and 7 are down here.
4. Negative, that wasn't for you, unfortunately. I was providing your together. Excellent. Spirit 29, the surface wind 100 degrees, 10 knots, runner 10 clear, take off flight.
Squeeze of power just to keep us moving.
Ryanair, reverse correction, speedbird 68, Yankee behind the diversion, company A320, runway 10, line up and wait behind.
EasyJet aren't hanging about. I think there's a little bit of a queue down there. So takeoff 1, I'm just looking at the performance figures that I've written down. Takeoff 139, just to check those are correct for the intersection. Don't want to be running off the end of the runway. Saves us a little bit of taxi. But I'm sure, like I've said on streams in the past, more importantly what it does is gets us out of the way in case there's any bigger jets that need the full length or anyone else that needs the full departure. I'm not sure if you can fit 2 on the taxiway down there. Probably not, but at least it gets 1 out of the way in the queue. And our man on the tower is going to keep us in sequence anyway. Well, or he can do whatever he likes, he's the boss. Anyway, let's pop the weather radar on. Let's arm the auto throttle. Let's pop the terrain radar on. We'll arm VNAV and LNAV, see how they perform. And we have been cleared to Sierra 6. Yeah, there's not much of a queue. See, Mike 2 is still listed down here, which is wrong.
Spirit 68 Yankee to surface wind 10 degrees 10 knots, 21 0 clear takeoff flight. Split 601, Spirit 6 Yankee.
Okay, so he's on the runway, EasyJet will line up, so actually this might work out quite well. So the taxiway numbering is a little confusing. Looks like the Panthers sat down.
5772, do you have enough clearance to push behind or to push with that complete traffic beside you?
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Yeah, we should be able to make it, I think. 5772, roger, pushing for the group QNH 1036 hectors. 1036, pushing for the first one, that's 5772. Runner 43, kilo, runner 10, line of boys.
Oh no, there is a bit of a queue. So second on the left is going to be us. It's not going to be labelled as 07. A little bit quick, 30 knots it should be our limit. It's just me not paying attention. Hello Rodrigo. Sorry I don't speak Portuguese. English only, my friend, sadly. So, big respect to all the people in the sim world, especially on VATSIM, that do this in a different language. I can barely do it in English.
Runner 43 kilo, reception wind 10 degrees 10 knots, 21 0 clear takeoff flight. 10 got me, 2 kilos.
There you go, Echo 7, it is not. So there is our hold.
Granny 735, holding short, runway 1634. Runway number 7, 1634, continue whiskey 3, whiskey 2, Sierra, Sierra 7, hold short, runway 1.
Brake set.
Whiskey 3, whiskey 2, Sierra, Sierra 7, hold short, runway 10, right 735.
Quick overhead check. And we're 3 minutes late, so we made up a little bit of time, which isn't too bad. Probably not going to save a lot coming down here.
68 Yankee, Dublin approach 121.1, have a nice flight, bye.
Yeah, you're not going to get two of us in there and people passing. Although I suppose you could go for Sierra 5, we probably could have taken that with a full power takeoff. So you could line a couple up. Clear takeoff, runner 7 Delta X-ray. Config's checked. So let's get that on. Lights, camera, action. That was cheeky. We managed to go away ahead of the EasyJet.
Approaching 10.
So 1835, I'm going to call takeoff. We're going to have 3050, 3080 fuel, 40%.
On runway 10.
Okay, heels on the floor, airplanes lined up. Power, toga, time. Forward pressure on the controls. Up until 80 knots. Keep the airplane straight with the rudder. 80 knots. There you go, check the controls. Hands still on the throttle. See where the hardware throttle is. Roughly in the right place. At V1, we will take our hand off the throttle.
V1
there.
Rotate.
Slowly, about 3 degrees a second. Maybe that was a bit quick.
Positive rate.
Gear up. And up onto the flight directors.
400.
Pro Ooh. Approach 121.1. Thanks very much for the service. Have a great night, runners. Delta X-ray. So I managed to hit Command A when I didn't want to there, instead of transmitting. Double approach, good evening, Ryan S7 Delta X-ray, ROTEV 6 Echo, passing altitude 2,100 feet, climbing flight level 90. Continue climb 230, present heading, Ryan S7 Delta X-ray. Okay, that's interesting. Sounds like it's busy. Sadly, no TCAS. Aeroplane is accelerating. So, flap 1. As we pass flap 1, we will go flap up. And yes, guys, this is VATSIM. It is the CSLs on X-Pilot. I think we look a bit better. Passing flap up, flaps up, no lights. Water break off. 77 tuned. Those can go off. Pumps on. Cruise released. Aeroplane is pressurizing. Happy. Be nice to see all of that. Left heading 050, Ryan S7 Delta X-ray. So we were cleared of flight level. Should have said that at that point. When it's busy, single crewed, easy to miss. And with that departure, oh look, isn't the sea lovely? The shadows are better at 8K resolution. I hope you'll agree. Sounds like he's got it. I didn't. Entity, I forgot to install it. And I'm not sure if you need SAM. I thought it was AutoGate at Dublin to get the marshal list to work. So I will delete both of those and reinstall them either after this or tomorrow if I remember. Yeah, I just forgot. I did want to try it. Seeing as the crashing is now fixed. No, sorry, the GPU.
No more than 250 knots of climb. 250 knots or less.
Scottish. There's the Turnberry VOR. So I'm just tuning that arrival up. Oh, nav direct ROTEV, right, S7 Delta X-ray. So I'm just going to set the heading to that for the moment. We've passed 100. Pumps on. Aeroplane's pressurising. Forward facing lights off. Course checked. It's not bumpy, punters can go. And let's go. Direct. ROTEV, LNAV. Remember, push it, but check LNAV on the PFD. What earth is that? It's a bit weird. I wonder if I've got some mesh issues. I do look forward to the TCAS issue sorting itself out so we can see people again without sim crashing. That would be nice. And then we just need the Vulkan device loss errors to go away. Kappa, hello. So, thank you firstly for saying you like the vids. Like I say, it's just me flying about. I hope it helps. I don't do it for any other reason than I'm stingy with my own storage and don't want to save the videos. But it helps you guys out, so at least I hope it does, even if it's just an opportunity to ask questions if you've got an issue. So VATSIM CSLs, I downloaded XCSL. You have to convert them using Python, so you have to install Python and then run it on them, which is not difficult. And then I use XPilot, and I think XPilot is probably better for the takeoff and landing smoothness and the ground clamping. So I would suggest if you don't use XPilot, just try it out and give those CSLs a check. And what you can see here is, I think if I bring this up it's okay, there you go. That's where I've got the resources, the CSLs plugged in, and I pop those in, restart it and check it, and it works. And I think they are better. The BLACA ones are okay, but I think those are better. So that's how I've got it done. We're climbing 230 anyway. So 115.4 is Glasgow. What I am going to do is tune the ILS 1101. And I think it was 1036 on arrival, wasn't it? So Ryanair's SOP is to set that before top of climb, which is set. Coming up to 200 for a 10 check. Okay, good. Glad you use XPilot. Hey, I mean, I like it. I can run it on a second monitor. I think it's speed 285 knots, Rhino 7 Delta X-ray. 280 knots or greater, Rhino 7 Delta X-ray. No change required there. 200. 2-3 set. Aeroplane is pressurizing. Everyone's climbing at similar speeds, aren't they? So he could be doing 275. So yeah, XPilot I just like it on a separate screen. It doesn't pop up on the screen like Squawkbox did, and I think it's just a good client. And Python, you just download it and then there's a script. There's a script that you can get from the forums that will run on those CSLs and convert them. Is definitely a busy guy tonight. Anyway, coming up to some cloud, we're just about going to miss it, so I'm going to pop the anti-ice on. Oh no, we're levelling. Now we're alright, brace your ears. Whoosh. Oh great, on a bit of a weather redraw. Oh, so there are some hills down there. Who knew? Anyway, here is us turning over ROTEV. And it's basically straight to BLACA, and it's pretty much straight to the Turnberry VOR. Oh, I thought I'd sorted that. Yeah, great. So let's pop it in, because we've got to get there first. Don't know why I'm using that one. Right. Why has that happened?
Zibo navigation direct to ROTEV. Point down east next, check it out at 75. Roger, 7 Delta, contact Scottish 123 at 1775. Bye-bye.
Scottish 123775. Thanks very much for the service. Have a great night, Ryan. It's Delta X-ray.
Roger, 7 Delta, report your speed to him as well.
Speak to him as well, Ryan. It's Delta X-ray. So 12377. Scottish, good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, flight level 230, Gotna, speed 285 knots.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, Scottish Control, good evening, guys. BLACA 1 Golf for line Glasgow.
BLACA 1 Golf Glasgow, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, thanks. So,
7 Delta X-ray, did you say Dublin 21 speed 285?
negative, it was just a report. So, got a BLACA and everything is back to normal. So, runway 05, we are going to assume, pop that in the fix. Really? Oh, it's because I've done it that side. Right, let me just sort my life out for a moment. This is clearly going to be... I'm going to call this our final cruise. That speed jump is not going to make much difference. And the pressure differential is speed 290, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. So we can either do it speed into vent, or we can do it that way, and it works. Now there is, as far as I can see, no ATIS, which is a pickle. Oh, hello, wrong window. Well, 50 Turnberry, Lanark. And let's put the hold back in, so let me just get the arrival up, we can get rid of the Dublin stuff. Hello, Estuente. I can't say that, I'll just shut up before I embarrass myself anymore. Fox choices. Definitely no ATIS. So hold, pop that in. Lanark, hold right. There we go. Happy legs, and we can easily delete that. Runway 05. Scottish, can you confirm the runway in use at Glasgow? There's no ATIS, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Runway 23, thanks, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Great. So let's go. -23. Now, luckily, because I'm a smart kind of chap, I already have that on my iPad, so I can get that up. Wow, let's have a look at this. So let's get rid of this one. So these clouds are Active Sky XP performance clouds, and the only reason I use them is because they should give better performance. But that's it. Look at that for a racetrack. So it's still 1101. Good. Put 331. Just in case we need it. Don't think we will. So I'm going to pop that in. Lanak's over there. I'm just going to join those. I don't think there's a huge amount of points. Somebody's at the door. Joys of flight sim. Anyway, all I've done there is just get the profile popped in there. So 2-3 can go in the fix. We know it's cav OK. 10-mile ring, and I'm going to put a 30-mile ring just in case we get vectored. There's the airplane slowing now. The issue with that is he wants us 290 should have anticipated that. .229 is the course. Let's double check that with here. 229, yes, we'll do the landing performance in a little bit. So right, heading 050 degrees, and when ready, descend flight level 150, level B, Gerva, run SM Delta X-ray. So I am happy with that. Now, as we are being vectored off, could be a bit cheeky and let the speed come back. Now, a beam somewhere there, we should see the green banana. Welcome back. Run SM Delta X-ray leading flight level 230. Now what we could do is do the performance for our predicted landing, because that's the quickest that we're going to possibly get in, and then it's safer because we are only going to be lighter, slower, and take up less distance. So I'm not too fussed about the speed we're being vectored. So 0.4 off of there gives us 61 bang on. That's going to be the maximum landing that we're going to experience, maximum landing weight. The one thing we don't have is the weather, so I'm going to try and see if I've got the ATIS again. Still nothing. So I'm going to cheat and get the METAR. So 1820 Zulu. 1820 Zulu, automatic 2505. 10k, no cloud detected. It's not cav OK because it's not a METS report, it's an automated one. 1036. Now ideally in the descent we want to have completed. Left heading 025, run SM Delta X-ray. Now off scheduled descent is probably what that's going to pick up. There we go. Did think it was on. Good. Difficult to see with the sun there, which is not a problem. It's just telling us that we didn't reach our cruise. So we've got the information we need for the landing. 2-3, we'll aim for flap 30 to start with. 250 at 5. 18 degrees. 61.0, 5 knot headwind, a little bit of a crosswind. And there you can see that's our worst position that we're going to be in is 8. Oh, nav Gerva, Rhino 7 Delta X-ray. So, there we go. LNAV. The airplane has slowed down. We're a little bit off profile, which is interesting. Is the aeroplane going to capture that profile again? Come on, come on, come on. Yes, looks alright. So, 61 tons, it's a long runway. We're probably not going to make Delta unless we put a lot of effort in. Foxtrot is almost near the end, so I'm happy with order break 2 at 2310. It's going to be 143. Speed to Scottish 124.825. Thanks very much for the service and break 997 Delta X-ray. 2482. 30975, so 144, 148. It's because we haven't done 61. Scottish, good evening, Ryan S7 Delta X-ray, speed 255 knots.
Ryan S7 Delta X-ray, Scottish Control, good evening, speed 250 knots, descent final level 130.
Speed 250, descent final 130, Ryan S7 Delta X-ray. Okay, speed into vent, I'll keep the profile. Now we can get rid of that restriction. So 143, 148, checked, 229, 229, and off of the chart our minimums, Cat 1, 221. Here we go, set. So we've got our hold, we've got a direct, which I don't think we're going to get. I think we might get vectored. I could build that profile with a custom waypoint out here somewhere. I'm not sure it's worth the effort. Water break 2, recalls checked. Might as well get the punters sat down. Let's see how they're getting people in. So we're going to aim for a Foxtrot intersection. Oh, what did I do? Right, back. Airports. You can see here, Delta would be a little bit of a squeeze. A lot of brake required to get there, and Foxtrot is high speed, it's relatively high speed, should be easy. So that's why I chose order break 2. Speed 220, Rhino 7 Delta X-ray. So we've still got loads of fuel. So approach brief, run across the top, 1101. Yes, don't need it on the other side. Not double crewed, 229 set. 1340 is our glide slope checkpoint, and that should be at 4 DME. Do it that way round, not the other way round. 221, VREF set. Missed approach is straight ahead to 3. 2.5 or 2.6 DME, and then add left turn to then make a messy entry into the hold, which will be in parallel, and then awful. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Turn that off because we are overhead the turn brake VOR. Speed into vent keeps us in VNAV. Oh, a little bit of tiling there, which is a shame. Presswick is just out here. If you join me for some VFR, or if you looked at the VFR videos, we did a takeoff from there. And then where did we fly down to? Did we fly to Stansted? Fly all the way to Stansted from here? No, I want to say Manchester or Liverpool. It was a while ago now. Should probably do some more VFR, it was quite fun. Really good fun, especially when there's VATSIM online and the controllers have to ask if you are VFR on a 737. Gives them something different. As you can see, the Ortho looks pretty good. The scenery's, the overlays are a little bit poor, but the Ortho itself looks certainly alright from this level of distance. Descent flight level 100, right, SM Delta X-ray. So we're still in VNAV, out into vent. There you go, you can see the aeroplane starting to descend. 6020 degrees, right, SM Delta X-ray. Lots of manualage. Where's he taking us? Of course, we can't see any traffic either. So we don't have to worry about speed restrictions. And VNAV will happily take us down without into vent at 1,000 feet a minute. Probably would be able to manage much more than that if we really tried anyway. We have done the performance. We can stand on the brakes if we need to, and you can see how short the stopping distance is if we do that. So apart from the tiling, the scenery looks good. Now I'm switching to the approach chart. If we do get vectored back to Lanark, we can manage it. And the MSOs around Glasgow are actually quite high, so they're 4,900 to this sector. Oh, why don't I just get it up in the chart? Got that already tuned. Heading in speed to radar 119.1. Thanks for the service. Have a great night. Minus 7 Delta X-ray.
1,000 to go.
So whenever you hear the next frequency, tune it in. Saves you a load of hassle. And I've got the Saitek radio panel just because it makes it a lot easier, rather than having to faff about with this one down here. There we go, so I've got that tuned. Radar leaving runner 7 Delta X-ray, radar heading 020 degrees, speed 220 knots. 23 no delay 737-800 runner 7 Delta X-ray. Now I would normally have given him that with the ATIS letter, but there was no ATIS. Oh, now there is. 129575. Oops, not window. Oh great, well that doesn't work anyway. Never mind. So what it says. Information Alpha. 23 transition level 65, we got that right. 2505, we got that 10k, no cloud detected. Temperature 18, dew point 9, 1036. That's exactly what we've got. Happy. So 10,000 feet. Lights on. And now it's set. Phone's on silent. You try and figure out where we're going. We are quite high. Gonna make a gamble and assume that we are going straight to that point, even though we are not. So I suppose what we could do if we do 5 miles to the left of that. No, I think that's 149. Just get the calculator out to check. I should be able to do this in my head. 229, take away 90. It's 139. Custom waypoint there. Probably not going to make that. But that'll give us an indication of where we think we are. Right, heading 040 degrees, descent to level 70, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Now we are not going to be able to make that profile again. So we're going to need a few more track miles. 070 degrees, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. So I think he has left us a bit high. So we might end up with a point maybe over here. And end up doing something like that. So 30 degrees off. So 049 plus 30. Let me try that. So that one 049 plus 30, 079. 5 miles for an intercept. And then from that point maybe something like that. Something like that. Oh, hang on. What went on there? Nope. Wrong way around. Oh, ballsed up. Erase. So yes, we're probably not going to go to that one. Whatever, that, and then, no, even that's not going to work. 079, 5, pop that there, pop that there. Alright, that might do.
1,000 to go.
Something like that. Left heading 010 degrees, descent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH at 1036, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Hey, that's not actually that far off what I think he's trying to get us. Good on me. All those altitudes, yes. So we are a little bit low. But that gives us a chance to bleed off some energy if we need to. You might actually cut us in. Let's just see what happens, eh? Nice bit of scenery. Tuned. So the airport's over there somewhere. hazy. Course on only 128.75, thanks for the service. Have a great night, Ryanair 7 Delta X-Ray. Director, good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta X-Ray. So, speed 180, Ryanair 7 Delta X-Ray. That's a pain. So let's start bringing that descent back. Bug the up. Do not go below up. .180 is a little bit slow for us. It's less than ideal. So let's get the speed brake out because he's probably going to give us a turn. So flap 1, match speed. Try not to use the flaps as speed brakes. It's only from a maintenance perspective. You can use them up to the limits, but be careful of the Zibo if they get broken. Don't normally use 2, but I might. No, 186 will do us. Let's just do that and see what happens. Expecting a turn. You're descending out to nowhere. Left heading 270 degrees, Wilco, Ryanair 7 Delta X-Ray. It's a bit of an interesting intercept.
Thousand to go.
Bring this back to 300 feet a minute now. And tune the ILS, identify it. That means get the chart up. 229, India Oscar Oscar, yes. Scenery's looking, overlay's looking alright, trees, wind farms, frame rate's alright. It's pretty nice coming to here, I didn't realise it was so nice around Glasgow. There is the localizer tuned, identified, captured. We're probably going to miss it because I was a little bit slow on that. Yeah, no, we're alright. Ryanair 7 Delta X-Ray localizer established. 7 with the glide, Ryanair 7 Delta X-Ray. So the mist was climbed to 3000. So I'm going to arm approach because the glide slope is alive. We're not really dragging it in, so I think we managed that okay. Flap 1 that far out. 180 until 6, Ryanair 7 Delta X-Ray. Do 186, he's not going to know. It's good enough. But we're going to have to go down the go down the glide, we really want to be flap 5, so I'm going to set flap 2 180 till 6. It's going to leave us a little bit unstable. Still in vertical speed, glide slope should capture. Come on, glide slope. Come on, come on. So we could put another fixed ring at 6 miles. Glide slope capture so we can pop the missed altitude in. And it might be a little bit slippery.
2,500.
And this is why you can see the MSAs 4,900, 4,800. Got that tuned, was that for me? These big old hills here. Oh no, it's a miss. Tower 118.8, run SF Delta X-ray, thanks, have a great night. Tower, good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, established ILS 2310 miles.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, Glasgow attack, 2 approach number 3, straight line landing clearance, 260 kilometers 4 knots.
Continue approach, late landing clearance, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. There we go. So we've set 3, the aeroplane isn't going around to quiet because the glide slope's captured. You can see the lights have gone off, this is why we check the PFD, not the MCP. Number 3, which would have made me think he wanted us slow. If that's number 1, where's number 2? Same there.
Thank you. Hold down 1, contact ground 121 distance. What's your send and hold down the 1 series on X-ray.
So we're a little bit early for 6 miles, but the aeroplane's just about managing. You can see how low the M1 is though, because we are screaming down the glide slope. So let's go flap 5, match speed.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, you can slow down to minimum approach speed, please. Down 180 knots.
Yeah, we were given 180 until 6, apologies, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Roger. Thank you for your help.
So let's hoof the gear out, gear down. Flap 15. I did think we were coming in a bit quick, but hey, one does as one is told. And we will drag the aeroplane in at flap 30.
Hello, EV14 for Romeo, dial EV144.
Flap 25. Flap 30. 148. A firm, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Oh, A firm, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Continue approach, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Because we've got this dude ahead. So I am now going to go auto brake 3. We are going to be responsible for our own clearance. Speed brake armed. Landing flap set. Auto brake 3 just been increased. Gear down 3, green start switch is continuous. We have been cleared continue approach but not land after just yet. Cabin is secure. Recalls checked. Waiting on the landing clearance. Landing checks complete. If that's who we're waiting for, oh no, that's who we're waiting for. What's that over there then? I don't think we're going to make a land after this. No.
Approaching 2-3.
I think we will have to go missed. This guy isn't going to clear. We are closing incredibly quickly.
500.
Okay, all the throttles off.
400.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, we're going around. I don't think we can make that. Apologies. Stand a miss, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. So let's get a little bit more power on. hit Toga. I just was not convinced that we could make that. Maybe we could have, that would have been quite good fun. So standard missed. The aeroplane head just looked incredibly slow. There we go, that was a lot of trim. Left 090 4000 minus Delta X-ray.
1,000 to go.
This is why you need these mapped to controls when it all starts going wrong. Rotate 750 Rhino 7 Delta X-ray, thanks.
1,000 to go.
Why? Why was that giving us such an interesting deviation? Let's try and level the aeroplane off. Right, so the land after means you can land with an aeroplane on the runway. However, I wasn't convinced he was going to get out of the way in time, so that was why I went to the auto brake setting that I did. And you can see this is a very messy mist. Really? The flight director wants us to do that? I don't think so. Let's recycle those. Weird. Also, director, good evening, Ryan SM Delta X-ray with you. Lieutenant 045, Ryan SM Delta X-ray. Okay, flaps up. Come back. Oh, you're not. Gear off. Leave the start switch is continuous. We'll set the approach up again in a minute. Yeah, so we were given land after, but the perspective, it just looked like he was hovering in front. So maybe having shadows turned off didn't help with that. And I just, if he was then stationary on the runway, we could have come to some interesting grief. And I think we might have touched down with it. You can touch down with him still on the runway. There we go, set back up for the approach. So yeah, that was the only thing that I just wasn't convinced that the spacing was any good. It almost looked like it was just hovering on short final, which is why I thought we were going to come to something of a pickle. But as I said, I would be happy with the land after. It was just difficult to tell. So land after, I'm not sure if it's specific to a UK bit of an oddity, but if it's VMC and daylight hours only, you can be given a land after clearance. So that is, you can be cleared to land with an aeroplane still on the runway. Although I think they do it in the States. I'm sure they give you cleared to land when you're number 3 on the approach. Does it want us to speed up and slow down? Don't know. But we'll do the up just because it's our efficient speed. Anyway, not my proudest go around. It's pretty sketchy, no one died. Might be a few sick bags at the back. But yeah, like I say, the MSAs on this chart, let's turn that off, you can see 49, 5000, 49, 48, so 250, off the Glasgow, oh no, off either. So if we switch, Is that 154? Right, so if we switch that and we set 250. Right, heading 050 degrees, right, SM Delta X-ray. At this height, we are below MSA once we go past that line, 4,900, which means if we were in IMC, problem. You do not want to be descending below the MSA unless you're on an established approach, or unless you know where you are and you are doing it deliberately, i.e. if we were descending on the 260 radial and we knew where we were, 27, 26, yeah, you could descend along there quite happily towards the locator, but you do have to be mindful of those MSAs if you like living. Direct to everyone. Anyway, we can go back to 2. It will have only got better. So there's a little bit of pitch oscillation. You see these lovely hills. And so we've got ex-Europe for all the overlays, which seems to match up quite well with some of these forestry patches. I suppose it's not as dense as the real thing, but you know, 'tis only sim. Still quite good though. We're back on our way towards Edinburgh. Which is great. Edinburgh is literally just over here. How far away is it? Oh, there you go, look, 20 miles away. We've certainly done circuits over at Edinburgh before. Left heading 250 degrees and when established, descend with the glide. Thanks, we thought we were going to Edinburgh, run SM Delta X-ray. We've gone a long old way out, we're 20 miles away. I guess he didn't appreciate the humour. You can see the overlays for the roads as well. All look pretty good. Hills look good with the haze. Maybe the ones in the distance don't so much. I don't know what that little texture blur is. Weird, isn't it? I think it's something to do with the reflections. Very weird. Very, very weird. Or I thought I'd turned reflections off, to be honest. Same again over there. Anyway, we've tuned and identified 229. Now it did switch there, so I wonder if the wind is playing about a bit. We have been cleared to the localizer. It's not bad intercept. Flying around the Scottish countryside, lucky us. Probably the longest missed approach I've ever done. So I'm going to arm the localizer, and you see heading select and VARLOG are both illuminated, so that's another reason why you can't use these to tell what's going on. How do you know? You don't. You have to look here, heading select is active, VARLOG is armed. That is the only way. So all the light tells you is that a mode can be deselected. Localizer alive, still the right one, 229, India Oscar Oscar. 16 DME. Now the only thing we do have to worry about is that we are below the MSA. 5,000 would have been more appropriate for us because we are intercepting from below. So we're cleared to descend with the glide. Let's go flap 1. Might be a bit late on that. Approach is armed. And we will slow to flap 5 down the approach.
2500.
180 until 6, runner 7 Delta X-ray. Let's go back to flap 2. 3000 for the mist again. Speed brakes armed. That's set. A bit of extra drag. They're still set down. The start switches we haven't changed. Down the approach we go. So I'm going to put that 6 mile fixed ring in. See the rad out going all over the place there as we've got terrain below us. So definitely not the most comfortable approach, flap 2, 180. Remember 10 miles is the flap 1 gate. Definitely got 1 ahead. Someone behind us. Yeah, don't worry, I usually do. Normally get them down pretty firm. So that's 6 miles. Oh, lights have come on. Right, 7 Delta X-rays established 5 miles. Tower 118, decimal 8, thanks very much. I hope I don't see you again, Ryan. I said Delta X-ray. He took that the way it was meant to. So 4 miles, gear down. They firm, just about to call Ryan. 7 Delta X-ray, 4 miles. Continue approach late landing, Ryan. 7 Delta X-ray.
1000.
So we only have to be stable at 500, but I went early there just because of the traffic ahead. Clear land 23, Rhino 7 Delta X-ray. Oh, he won't miss. What did he go missed for? Stable. Anyway, this should be a bit easier.
Approaching 23.
Now, what's the runway width? Okay, manual.
500.
Airplane's slightly out of trim. Difficult to tell, fighting with it a bit.
400.
Now, are those trees there in reality? Because they look like they are impinging more than just a little bit.
300. Approaching minimum.
So we were stable at 500. I've made the airplane a little bit unstable.
200. Minimums.
Continue. Oh, now we're a bit low. Great.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Come on, down at the touchdown. So there we go. I'll do. Spoilers are up. Reversers are out. Should comfortably make the next high speed.
80 knots.
Stow the reversers because we are going to stop. Manual braking. It's just a squeeze on the brakes.
Expedite your vacation to the left, please.
Expediting runner 7 Delta X-ray. So 45 knots.
2,000 feet remaining.
So we'll get off the run just using rudder only and scream on the brakes. 7 Delta X-ray vacated.
7 Delta X-ray, thank you. Contact ground 121.7.
Ground 121.7, thanks very much runner 7 Delta X-ray.
Right now, 777, runway 23, clear for takeoff. Subswing 230 to be 7 knots. Clear for takeoff, continue to right.
Ground, good evening. Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray vacated Foxtrot.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, go on to your ground, thank you.
Golf hold short November, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Was it speed vertical?
Yeah, we don't have the ATIS, so unfortunately it's not available. But
There's a man's voice I recognise.
Just want to confirm I'm holding short kilo for the signal at 24 right.
Oh god, VFR traffic as well. Right, let's get the airplane cleaned up. We are good to taxi.
5 ready taxi.
Just got to figure out where we are. Golf hold short November, so that should be the next one coming round to the right. We set off, off.
5775 tracks. Lima, Golf, hold short Kilo. November to 11 November, I thought we were departing east, we were on the east departure to Echo Papa Hotel, with the information Oscar, you set us up with 2, 3, we were hoping to go to 06.
Right. This does not look to be November. November is up here. Right, landing rate. Smart cars. Taxi time was less than 15 seconds. I don't think it was. -178 it said. Project Flyer says 175. So I'll take that.
We're hoping to go into 192.05 instead of...
And Zibo Demand says excellent. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Just to make you feel a bit sick. And hold short November. Brutal. November stand 33, thanks Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Second on the left. So let's get these guys off, get the APU on. Should have stopped the clock. Yeah, it wasn't great. Maybe we should have. Maybe I should be less cautious in the sim. We could have tried that land after and gone through the guy if it had gone wrong. Oh, and we get to see a Concorde because we've got that on the CSLs, which is good.
Continue off, hold up for 1 right now, 5775.
Concorde is something I need to also get back into. Bit of dust there. So this is us. No, it is marked. Difficult to see though. So Concorde will probably burn the fuel that we've got left in the time it takes to taxi. It's 1.5 tons per hour per engine. If you haven't seen, I can't fly as good as this guy. He's Maverick 124, something like that. Anyway, he knows his Concorde stuff. I do not. And the Collimata, I'm also not particularly hot on. The one thing I find with it is that you can't run through the checks as a crew, but maybe that'll come in future. he goes through and he does everything, all roles, which is well beyond me. I certainly don't understand the systems well enough. Anyway, let's have a look at us coming. Oh, that's a bit rubbish. Coming on to stand. What? I have no idea what that was. Anyway, on to stand. Slam on the brakes. Parking brake set. 1 hour 20 with a go around. So 1 times GA, stand 3-3. Right, APU on. Crew off. So we've got 2 blues, 1 red. Engine's dead. Watch for 20%. And then we can turn off the anti-collision. Thanks guys, hope you enjoyed it. Don't use it as a go-around tutorial, it was terrible. And the approach was a little bit messy. It wasn't particularly stable, but the aeroplane felt quite out of trim. As always, bad workman blames his tools. I'd love to get some force feedback, but to get a force feedback yoke is incredibly expensive. So, ground out. Let the punters out. Open the door, and we've got 1770 800. We used 1.37, 1.38, and there is no way that that beast next to us is going to manage it. Beautiful machine. Thanks guys, wasn't a bad little trip. So I think Escort Box is causing the gear up aeroplanes. That's a nice little bit of kit. I wonder what it is. I'm not up on the old BizJets. It's looking right busy. So let's just give you a little bit of a tour while we shut down, and then we'll do a little replay once we're offline. It's not the prettiest model. It looks like a Concorde though, at least. Better than A380. Why is there a jumbo there? It's looking pretty good. I'm glad there wasn't a delay. I'm glad it was this busy and not busier, if that makes sense. We didn't have to hold. What is that cool little BizJet? I should probably get a BizJet. We good. So like a Mustang? Looks Mustangy. Anyway, that beautiful machine, I managed to stand at Heathrow, have that taxi in, which was really cool. Very clean aeroplane, very shiny, polished to within an inch of its life. Anyway, I think it looks pretty cool. I wish it was always this busy all over the place. It's looking cloudy, so we might not see the old SpaceX. It might be a bit bright actually. Give it an hour.
Taxi, stand of choice, Foxtrot Hotel, Romeo Echo. Oh, Foxtrot Romeo Echo. Actually, just got Taxi Golf Alpha Juliet to the GA Pro. Left on Golf and Alpha to the General Aviation apron. Thank you, Foxtrot Romeo Echo. Runway 2, Lima November, requesting to make way to runway 23. After the
yeah, 40. Oh, is it 49 minutes to launch? Yeah, I suppose it is, isn't it? Right, what is that? Mustang E. Gapped? I don't know. Departing traffic. Weird looking scenery, that's a real shame. I need to figure out what that issue is. And a bit of a queue down the other end. Runner 7 Delta X-ray shutting down. Thanks very much for the service. Great event. Cool. Oh, whatever.
Spirit 1 pass message.
How are we getting on with that clearance for the Turnberry departure, sir?
Just stand by, call you back.
Roger.
Right, I'm just saying thank you to all of the controllers. Before I log off.
Liquid Liverpool, Nobo 132, Skulk 4377. Skulk 4377.
Right. Let's log off, all that traffic disappears, and let's just get in a quick replay before we do anything else, just to see what it looked like from the outside. So actually what I want to do is go back and see what, oh no, we're not going to see it with traffic. If you could see it with the traffic, that would have been absolutely ideal for figuring out if we were too close. Right, so, oh, door's open, sorry. I'll remember that one day. That does look weird, doesn't it, with the door open. Lighting up the ground is a little odd. So if we go to the runway, let's have a look at that. A bit far away. I'll get the hang of this one day. Right, let's try from here. Take that. Didn't look too bad. Not bad at all. Right, well, like I say, apart from the ortho not looking ideal with the grass as it is, because until you get to about here, it looks a bit sort of. Oh, and there's a cloud right over there. Scenery's pretty good. Not bad little landing. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, guys, thanks very much for joining. I hope it was beneficial. I hope you did enjoy it. As you can see, like, the sim does look pretty good. It's only going to get better. So I'm pretty happy with it at the moment. Hopefully we'll see the launch in a bit and then see it go over the UK, which will be quite cool, although it is getting cloudy now, so I'm not holding my breath, which is a real shame, because it'd be quite cool to see that capsule going over. So, until potentially tomorrow, thanks very much for watching. Thanks for joining if you have. If you haven't, please sub and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I do appreciate you taking time out to come and have a look. I hope it's helped. If you've got any questions, then please jump on board and chuck them in. I'll probably try and figure out a way of doing questions in a better way. But if there's anything you want help with, feel free to ask. Don't know where we're going to be going next, but I hope you can join me. Until then, though, have a good evening. Enjoy whatever you get up to. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for joining, and bye-bye for now.